YouTube, what's up? It's been a minute. I hope y'all having a good day or good night wherever you at in this world. Um, let's see, man. Let's just jump into it real quick. So I'm almost coming up on a month with Tyson. So far, so good. Um, it's dope. They got between drops and live loads. You know what I mean, and just getting back into it. I ain't gonna front. I feel rusty as hell. Like when I park, the driving not really a problem. That's cool. It's just like when I'm parking and when I'm doing my hours of service, I'm feeling rusty as hell. Like some shit I'm not remembering. You know what I mean? But I just gotta get back into it. That's all. Just keep doing it, doing it, doing it, doing it, and doing it over and over again. I'll be right back. So yeah, it's coming up cool for it's a lot like working here remind me of working at U.S. Express and Martin, even though my time with Martin was short. But they have something that Martin has too, which is you get that guaranteed like 1,400. You can gross that. I mean, no, my bad. You can get that. You know what I mean? After taxes, depending on how your taxes set up, you still probably walk away with a little bit of something. Um, and with U.S. Express, when I did the OTR side of things, for like every you the for the regional side, you can stay out a week, but if you stay out for every 6 days, you get a day off. You know what I mean? That's what the U.S. Express side did. You know what I mean? And I had to get they use for like fuel. They use Loves and Pilot, so I'm getting the best of both worlds. Um, my Loves card, I didn't even know. Well, I had to get a new one, but it kept all my showers from when I worked at U.S. Express. It kept all my showers. I remember, I think U.S. Express used to give people like, I think it was like 100 free showers or 20 free showers, and then when I was over there, they was using Loves like crazy. So I was building it up when I was doing OTR side of things, and it kept all of them Jones. And then I think they were still giving people like crazy shower points. And I like how Loves just kept all that shit. So when I checked my reward, well, when I checked inside of my rewards for my showers, that joint still there. I'm like, oh shit, like. So yeah, so every time I go to a Loves, man, in there. So yeah, I mean, if any one of y'all ever see me at a Loves, man, somebody out there ever see me at a Loves, you run alone in the shower, bro, I got you. It's whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I got you. Shit, I got so many. Shoot, and like I said, I still fuel up at Loves, so I'm still getting more. You know what I mean? So yeah, showers is covered. Basically, I can get showers anywhere. That's how I feel. Um, Money is cool. I invested into a lot of different stuff. So, you know, I invested into their 401k plan. I invested into their stock program, and of course, medical benefits. And I signed up for uh, their what's that the protection CDL, like the little lawyer stuff they have. At first I was just gonna sign back up for my own, but I didn't feel like paying a little 40 a month type of deal. I didn't feel like doing it again. Sometimes it would hit. Sometimes when I did it, when I was doing it, it was hitting on days when I didn't have the money, and I didn't want to do it. I know it's always good to pay for your own lawyers and all that, but sometimes when you just ain't got it, you just be like, nah, fuck it. And then like I'm still new here, so I'm still learning their stuff. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I just said fuck it. I sign up for they what's your names, and it's going good so far. It's cool. I mean, it's the game for and I learned from Western, U.S. and even Martin. This is just the game. This is just what trucking is. So let me tell y'all a quick story. So when I was in orientation, there was three of us, It was me and two other people. One guy he dropped out, and it was just me and another person. So what happened? I still talk to the guy. I talked to him the other day, and he was just like, he ready to go. You know, the miles he not getting good miles for real. You know what I mean? And you know he 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 just really don't like the all the live loads and all that. And he was like, when he was talking to the recruiter, you know, however she sweetened him up, he really went along with it. You know, he was saying that we only supposed to be doing dropping hugs while I'm doing all these live loads and this that and the third da 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 da. And I'm just like, listen, man. She told you what she wanted to tell you, man. All recruiters lie. You know, some are helpful, but they all lie. At the end of the day, like I think I only had like one true recruiter who kept it real with me, and that was when I was at Western Express. He just kept it real. He just was like, all right, with your little. This is when my stuff from my crash was like still like in that stage, or like I think it wasn't even a year old. No, I'm lying. It was going on 2 years old, and he just kept it real with me. He was just like, yeah, a lot of people ain't gonna mess with you, but he said if you come here, they gonna put you in a contract, and um only because he was saying like my school, the school I went to get my CDL, they they weren't an accredited school. Yes they do CDL. They are legal to do CDL, but at the time they weren't an accredited school. And at that time, when I got my CDL, you didn't need to have like 120 hours or whatever. You didn't need a lot of hours to pass. You know, you just all you had to do was just they basically showed you enough for you to pass the test. I went to those type of schools. That's the school I went to, and I still think it's beneficial. I mean, everything else I picked up along the way, but they were real helpful and they were real helpful and very affordable. Because where I'm from, people went like 10 grand to get that piece of plastic that's in my wallet right now. Shit, 10 grand and up for real. But that's neither here nor there. So yeah, he just kept it real. So that was the real reason why I signed that contract, and I read it over, this and the third, and yeah, I just was like, man, I just need experience. I'm trying to get put on, whatever. And at that time, I had that money just in case if I didn't want to do it no more. But I just put my head down and went to it. But yeah, I feel like he was like the only real recruiter who kept it real with me. Everybody else sold me a dream. But as I went over time and I just realized that, all recruiters are BS. Except for that one recruiter from Western Express. He was the only one. But everyone else since then, BS, feed you the dream. So I'm just telling him, like, man, she basically just sold you a dream. I said, there ain't no company, well, no mega carrier at least, or I guess Tyson is a private fleet. I feel like they're not that private. They let people come in with 9 months to a year of recent experience. I don't feel like they that private, but um, uh, yeah, I don't feel like they're that private. But basically, she sold you a dream, you know, and I was like, I wouldn't even sit there and believe that, like, we only gonna be doing dropping hooks, no live loads, bullshit. My first week out, I had 6 live loads and 2 dropping hooks. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, but basically he just was like, he getting tired of it, da da da, and I'm like, man, this the game, man. This the game, for real. And when you doing this, every recruiter lies. Everybody lies in some form or fashion. You know what I mean? Shit, you gonna find, like, I remember when I was at Western, I was up in New York City. I ran into a guy. He was like, I think he was about to be like 40 or 50 years old. One of the two. We got to talking. He was like, when he was asking me at that time, I was like 27, 28. I think I just turned 28, and he said, "Young blood, how long you been doing this for?" I said, "Driving." I was like, I was coming up on like I think 5 months at the time, and he was like, "How old are you?" And I told him my age, and he was like, "Yeah, that's around the same time Mom started." He was just saying like, he was like, when you in this game and you want to keep pursuing it, you know what I mean? Um, he was basically like just saying like, when you in this game, you just gotta find out what's your niche. And he's like, this company may not be good, so you go to another company, they might not be good. You stay there for a little bit, go over here, da da da. He was like, basically just gotta find your niche, but you always gonna find what's set for you. So basically, what I was trying to tell the dude from my orientation, I was like, if that's not it, man, you have experience. He had like 3 years experience, and I'm like, you can go anywhere that meets what you're looking for. And like you said, there's plenty. And even him, he was like, there's plenty of places I could go, da da da. And I'm just like, you can go anywhere, man. For I said, I wish I had that, but it. I was just like, I was like, man, I wish I had that. Da, da, da. I said, that's what I told him. I said, man, I wish I had that. I don't have that option. But I said, for you, go anywhere, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like, man, go anywhere, anything. You don't have to stay here. And he was like, yeah, da da da. I'm gonna leave. He said, I guess I'm gonna find out what his plan is next week, because he said he was gonna hit my line. But yeah, that's it's pretty fine. The miles is cool, but you get that guaranteed 14.50 anyway. So it's up to you if you choose to stay out more. I stayed out. I chose to stay out more last week because I wanted to see what the money was going to be. I wanted to see if I can make past that 14.50 that you're already guaranteed to get. Plus like your little whatever you get, like you get drop pay, you get like $50 drop pay. Um, if you they don't do detention. They don't do detention pay. So if you're sitting somewhere for a minute, you're not getting detention pay, but they do layover pay. It's like $100. It's like $100 after you sit there for 12 hours. Either you wait for a load or being loaded, dispatch. Um, I got a piece of paper. It's in my truck. I'll remake a video talking about the layover, but it's only $100 for 12 hours. Um, if you go into New York City, if you choose to do that, you get $100, $140 hazard pay. So plus your drops, you know what I mean. So you figure you're getting 140 plus 50. Okay, you're coming out okay, you know what I'm saying? And then you're guaranteed for 14.50 already, and then you go to some places, you're sitting for a minute, so you possibly could get like 200-300, you know what I mean? It all add up. It's just how you hustle the system for they go by like point system here. Um, they I was told if you get like 13 points, either coming in, if you did something at your other company, like if you did something at another job and got like a little safety situation, they give you like points, like it's a point system. If you get like 13 points, you out. So, but in every 6 months, four would fall off. So I ain't gonna lie, your boy got into a little trouble. I got into a little situation. I was fatigued, and I ain't feel like getting out and looking. Heard a little crunch, hit a little owner operator. He was cool though, but I you know, end up doing the proper channels. And they gave me a little 6 points, and then um, um, I was going a little bit too fast on a little hill, and then they gave me like a little verbal warning type of thing. But that's no excuse though. I should have known better, but I thought I was killed. But it's alright. You live and you learn. It is what it is. It ain't gonna happen again for real. And they told me that shit gonna fall off anyway in like 6 months. But um um when I did my little backing maneuver and I didn't get out and look like I should have. Um, they was telling me to get an incident report. The owner operator was like just so he was so adamant not to have his insurance touch. He was like, "Don't even worry about it. I'll pay for it. Fuck that." He was like, "I'm not trying to have my insurance get touched no more," because he hit a deer and he's missing the whole front of his fucking bumper. So and the cop seeing it, he was like, "Turn on your hazard." He said, "Turn on your lights for me. I just want to see if they gonna come on." Them bitches came right on. He said, "Yeah, they work." Fuck that. I ain't trying to get pulled over with y'all. Shit, fuck that. He was like, "Don't worry about young blood. We go fix it." Da da da. And I was like, "Damn." I was like, "Damn, man." But I couldn't really understand him too much, so I'm thinking he wanted me to call my company. Da da da. But it is what it is. I thought he wanted me to call the company though. I said, "Damn, man, I wouldn't even talk to them." But anyway, it's fine. That's fine. I talked to like the safety department. They was talking about yeah, in like 3 months they gotta see if there's a claim gonna be sent out. I said, "There's no incident number. There's basically there's no proof that this even happened." I mean, well, no. The only proof they have is the picture I took. But whatever. It is what it is. So I'll be following up in 3 months to get them points knocked off because there's nothing there. There's no incident number there. And even and where I hit the person, I hit them up in North Carolina. Um, Up in North Carolina, they don't even do incident reports. They just say, from what the cop was telling me, he was like, they don't even do incident reports. They just make it look like you wrecked out. And his shit was so small. It was just like, for this, you about to give me a fucking I wrecked out for that? Are you serious? I said, fuck that. You know what I mean? It was like, yeah, it would be a wreckage and it'd be like get points on your L. And I'm just like, damn, for that little small hit, that right there is a wreck out. He ain't dead and I ain't dead. I said, I didn't seen worse, much worse out here. I done seen some crazy shit up in Kentucky that was like, damn. You know what I mean? And some people walked away and somebody didn't walk away. You get what I'm saying? But, you know, anyway, I talked to a homie of mine. He was like, "Bro, you said you knew better. Even if you was fatigued, you should have got out." I said, "Yeah, I know. I just wasn't thinking. I'm thinking I was the shit. Thought I got it and I got comfortable. That wasn't the case. But now I'm back on my P's and Q's. But, yeah, man, but so far so good with the company, you know. You know what I'm saying? I ended up getting a new mattress. Fuck that, I couldn't keep sleeping on that little cot, man. Yeah, I know the cot, man. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. The blue cot, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I mean, you gotta go too far right now. Got a new mattress. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. Just talking and just venting, just saying everything's still cool. I still got a job. That's all that mattered. You know what I mean? They give people chances here. I can't even front because even when I was in orientation, someone got a write up and got suspended. I mean, he was almost on his way like being terminated, but it feel like it's a job where you get a verbal, you get a suspension, then you get like a termination. Whereas though other companies, well, I don't know if Western changed their policy, but when I was starting over there at Western, I was getting in trouble left, right, and fucking center. Like, I was hitting all types of shit out there, and they didn't fire me. So I don't know if that policy is still in effect over there. But y'all already know with Martin, you did one thing, they didn't give a fuck what it was. You fucking out. You out the door. I didn't do anything crazy at U.S. Express. I was pretty good at U.S. Express. Yeah, I was real good at U.S. Express for real, for real. The only situation that happened over there was when someone crashed into me. That was my only situation. But like I said, I feel like they gave you a chance here. So you know, I met somebody who just did a year over there, and he was like, he like it, he really do. And they hire you if you coming out of school. You just gotta go out with a trainer. I don't know too much information about that, but I can find that out if anybody interested in that. But yeah, man, it's so far so good. It ain't really nothing else too crazy. Oh wait, I'm sorry. They give out safety bonuses, but it's like a challenge to get that. Because you do. All right, like in my situation, I got the 6 points, so they like you can't get your safety bonus. And I ran into a guy who been in Tyson for like 3 years, so he broke it down. He was just like, in the first quarter you get 300, in the second quarter you get 600, in the third quarter you get 900, and in the fourth quarter you get 1,200, and then they pay it out um, every. He said they pay that out 6 weeks after the quarter. That's how he basically told me. So he was like, if you messed up, if you did something in the first quarter, you won't get the first quarter, but you go and get the second quarter. But you can only have, but you the only way you cannot, the only way you can't get those bonuses, you can't fail no inspections, you can't get into no little crashes. Uh, Basically, just be a safe driver. That's just basically what he meant. Like, just be a safe damn driver. Don't hit nothing. Don't do this, that, and the third. But this the game, man. It's so unpredictable. Nobody's perfect. I don't care how you try to be perfect. I mean, nobody is perfect. Everybody hits something. They just don't talk about it. But everybody out there hits something. Fuck that. And I'm honest about my shit. I hit a lot of things out there on that road. I don't hit people. That's one thing. Nobody's over here. But material things, yup, they definitely are no longer around. Shit. But you live and you learn. It is what it is. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. That's all I wanted to say. I'm gonna keep on going, man. We're gonna keep on trucking. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it, y'all. Y'all be safe, y'all be blessed. Uh, I'm on my little home time. I stayed out for like 2 weeks, so I can't wait to see what the first check in May gonna look like. Um, yeah, man, I think it's worth staying here, man, and I'm trying to be here as long as I'm trying to be here for until all the debts is paid and I can start my own little something. But stay tuned, man. Moon trucking with Shaw's out, man. Peace.